Hello, everyone. Hope you had a very spooky, scary Halloween. We are now back to our regularly scheduled programming. And this week we're going to be doing something fun. But first, who do I have with me?
Hi, I'm Pete, and you can find me at the bottom of the sea.
Hi, I'm Dale, and today we're talking about the most darkest black metal topic of all nothing.
We, we have a topic.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Terrell, and remember, Champ is a log, Nessie's a toy submarine, but Ogopogo is a fucking plesiosaur.
And I'm Freddy, and Squidbillies fucking is horrible. This isn't a joke. Squidbillies is disgustingly bad.
Agreed.
I second that motion.
So, if you haven't guessed, we're talking about Adult Swim this week.
And how?
Yeah.
And my freaking hate for Squidbillies.
That's fine, you won't be the only one.
Oh, I'm so happy. I don't know how that show keeps getting new seasons.
It's because it costs literally $- to make.
I guess that's true.
Was getting new seasons after.
Well, I mean, it's been on for a while, but I think one of the actors got in trouble for something recently, so...
Oh god. Really?
So maybe that'll be enough to kill it.
Let's see. It has 12 seasons and 123 episodes.
That's
Jesus.
awful.
That's 11 more than I assumed.
So
11 more. That's 12 more than it deserves.
yeah, agreed. So yeah, basically, for anyone, everyone knows, but I did look up the history of Adult Swim.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to start on April Fool's Day 2001, and then it got delayed until September 2nd of 2001.
Hmm.
And then 9/11 happened, and like several of the shows got delayed. So it's kind of a miracle that Adult Swim has been going on as long as it has, considering how much bullshit it went through.
Yeah.
And the original lineup, I believe, was C-Lab 2021, Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and The Brack Show.
Oh, that is such a classic lineup.
Oh no.
Or those were the original announced
C-Lab
series.
is
I
my
just had a
favorite.
The original
fucking
series.
flashback that's just... It's a great memory, but it's also a cursed memory at the same time, because it just won't shut the fuck up. God damn, why did I watch that episode of The Brack Show? This is the song that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. They ended an episode of The Brack Show literally with that song, and it ran straight into the credits until everything was done.
Some say it's still going to this day.
It's the song that never ends.
I can't even remember The Brack Show. I think I watched like 3 episodes.
I remember liking it. I remember... I can't remember any episodes, really, but I remember enjoying it.
I didn't. I remember seeing a few. I didn't really care as much for it. C-Lab 2021 was my shit. It was the best thing. I love it so much.
I did like watching The Brack Show. But then you had like things like later on, like Metalocalypse that just took me over. Boondocks was the greatest thing.
Oh,
in fucking
God,
existence
yes.
to me. And then there's one Perfect Hair Forever, just because of how ridiculous
God.
it was.
I tried to rewatch that recently. It does not hold up.
Oh no, it doesn't. The other show I think probably wouldn't hold up if I watched it again, and I don't know how I watched this, would be Xavier Renegade Angel. That show felt like it was a weird trip just watching it, and now that I think about it, I was like, I don't know how I watched it.
I remember that show, and I remember trying to watch it and just like, no.
That was one of those shows that like every time... I never actually watched it. I only saw the ads for it, and I don't know. That style of animation just weirds me out.
I watched it. So here's the thing: is that like, it was supposed to be like a surreal dark comedy, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But like I can't tell you what it was about. I honestly can't. Besides that, it was supposed to be a dark comedy, because there's a lot of moments where I'm just watching it and just staring at the screen, going, "What's going on?" There's no coherency to this, at least to me. Like, there was nothing that was very coherent about it. It just felt like a weird fever dream or a very bad acid trip.
I think you can apply that to a lot of Adult Swim shows.
There's a number
Yeah.
of shows that feel like you don't get it unless you're on drugs.
Like Super
Yeah.
A
Jail.
lot of them,
Like Super
a
Jail.
lot of them, I'm
sometimes?
pretty sure
Oh,
were
God,
just
Super
made
Jail, yeah.
by people on drugs.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they openly admit to that.
Yeah. I met the creator of Super Jail, actually.
Oh, really?
At Comic-Con.
Dope.
Yeah.
I bet he was a very upstanding, normal person in a business suit.
No. This New York Comic-Con.
Yes.
He apparently used to work for MTV. And then he
Oh,
sense.
that kind of makes sense now.
he worked on Yo MTV Raps.
Oh, God. I
Yes,
remember
that's
hearing about
interesting
that.
and all. But did he work on that other show that we like? It's on the tip of my tongue. The high school with historical figures.
Clone High?
Oh, Clone High.
Yeah,
No.
Clone High.
No.
Sadness. It's okay.
I listened to some clips of Clone High, and there was one where Reagan's speaking backwards, and if you played it, if you played the reverse playing in reverse, so it's like the correct direction. It's just whoever's the actor of Reagan was just like, I am reading this line backwards. I was like,
I need to
It's
finish
funny.
that show. I actually have it on DVD.
Oh, nice.
I've watched like half of it. But suddenly
Yeah.
it's popular again for some reason.
Because of memes. That's the only reason.
Probably, yeah.
it's a very memeable show.
I think something
Yeah,
got
like-
announced about it, and then now there's just so many memes.
I think they were talking about possibly bringing it back. Is the thing.
And you know, it'd be a great place to bring it back. Adult Swim. Anyway.
Yeah.
Huh.
Back
Yeah,
to
back to
what-
Adult
Wait.
Swim.
Well, yeah, no, I was about to just slide right in about that. Pee-wee's Playhouse was on Adult Swim?
Yes,
Yeah,
it
they-
was.
It was.
There's a lot
Yes,
of weird
it
shit
was.
that was technically on Adult Swim.
The PJs was on Adult Swim?
Yep.
What? When was...
Yeah,
I
Adult
didn't-
Swim had a very weird time where they were just picking up random shows.
Like,
Oh, yeah,
I
originally-
remember watching the
that
PJs when
crazy
I was
stuff.
a kid, but I don't remember this being on Adult Swim.
Well, a lot of it was like early on. It was just like, what can we get?
Yeah.
I refuse to believe that Pee Wee Herman's was just straight up on Adult Swim without some sort of catch. So I watched the first 3 episodes just waiting to see if something different would happen or they would take some sort of liberty with the show,
Mm-hmm.
but they never did.
Nope.
And it was just Pee Wee Herman's on Adult Swim, and I felt cheated.
Well, super early on, they would play, God, what is it? Uncensored classic cartoon shorts such as Toonheads, The Bob Clampett Show, The Tex Avery Show, Late Night, Black and White, and Oh Canada. Like,
Oh, Canada.
a lot of it, yeah, they had a lot of stuff. I think they had, like, Speed Buggy, I think, at times.
All right, no.
Oh,
They-
Speed
okay,
Buggy.
And
so
the weird
yeah,
thing is, because I remember
I
on
think they
the
did.
TV Guide channel, it was, like, TV 14 for, like, nudity, and I'm like, what? And I
But-
watch it, I'm like, is this some parody? No, it's just...
But
TV
here's
Guide
how
was
you
weird.
know that they were grabbing things like left or right just to play. So I got like a list of some of the syndicated programming, and I'm just going down this right now. Mr. T, they apparently had that going in 06.
Mhm.
Where's the other one that kind of threw me off? The Super Globetrotters, 06. I don't remember 2006 apparently.
Wait, was that just the cartoon where they were like superheroes or something?
Yes.
I remember that show. That show was fucking weird.
That show is really good. Granted, I did have a childhood with that one, so like, God, like I just remember watching that on Cartoon Network every now and then all of a sudden it's on. I'm finding out that it was also on Adult Swim. And it's just like, hold the phone. And then they had the Real Adventures of Johnny Quest going on in 06 as well.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So like
that.
06 apparently was like the year of Adult Swim playing a bunch of these old shows, and I'm just not remembering this.
They probably needed time to fill in. They had the rights to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they grabbed whatever they could for as cheap as possible.
They had the Ripping Friends going on in 02
Like there was
to
so much
04.
anime that they just grabbed and were like, just throw it on.
Oh dear God!
Yes.
All right, yeah. Hold up,
That's how I
real
watched
quick,
Wolf's Rain.
because this is
Oh,
what I
Wolf's
wanted to
Rain.
get to at some point was going down like a slight list of anime. They had Astro Boy, they had Blood Plus going on, Blue Gender, Case Closed, which was great.
Oh,
I
Case
I fucking
Closed
love
is-
that show.
Case Closed
Closed
is
is
good.
is good and it's still airing.
It's
Yes.
technically still running,
It'll
which is
never
why I'll
stop.
probably
It'll
never pick
never
it back
end.
up.
Exactly.
They
It's
did.
just like One Piece at this point. I'm never gonna pick it back up.
It's
It
they
turns out the
did-
true case was friendship all along.
Yeah, right. They did both seasons of Code Geass, Lulu Shift Rebellion.
Yo, they had fucking Inuyasha.
Yeah, they had Inuyasha, Full Metal Alchemist, Durarara, Death Note. I almost said Futurama because Futurama.
I mean, that's
Um,
basically an anime.
Gigantor, which, excuse me.
Gigantor.
Okay, I apologize.
Also, his
Should.
cousin Big O.
Fucking yeah, Big O, Kakaishi, Kikaider. Oh, that one's surprising.
Did you say Yu Yu Hakusho yet?
No, I haven't gotten to
No,
Yu Yu
that is on
Hakusho,
there.
Put
but
that
Yu
on
Yu
your
Hakusho.
list.
Where's it? Lupin the Third.
You skipped over the best anime.
Which one?
The
King
one
of the
I
Hill.
haven't seen.
Jesus.
Oh,
Christ.
fuck you.
I mean, I love King of the Hill, so.
But yeah,
Chihuahua Hink Desu.
but yeah, there was a lot of really good anime on there.
They did OG Mobile Suit Gundam, War in the Pocket, Stardust Memory, and then they got to Moribito, Neon Genesis Evangelion, fucking
Oh, man,
Pilot
yeah.
Candidate. I haven't seen
I
Pilot
haven't
Candidate
seen that.
for like a long time, and then somehow these fuckers just started playing it.
Yeah, I remember
Reign
that.
the Conqueror, which that one was a weird show. Like I think that one was a weird show. I remember watching it, and I remember just going, "This is." I think it was in the same animation style as
Oh, this one. Okay.
oh, fuck. I'll get to that one when I get to that one. I'm trying. I gotta remember what this one anime is, but Reign the Conqueror is the same animation style as this one other anime I remember watching. S Cryad.
I freaking love that show.
Or Sacred, if I wanted to be that
no,
guy.
it's or you always scried like a fucking.
Or
weirdo.
Scried. You could pronounce that many different ways. The best show of them all, Crayon Shin-chan.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my god, ass dance.
The other weird show.
Ass dance in aisle 5.
To be a man,
Ass dance in
you must
aisle
have
5.
honor and a
Honor and a
penis.
penis. The other weird show, because I remember that you played this one late in the night, so you had to stay up to catch this. Super Milk-chan.
Yeah.
Then they had Tenchi Muyo, Tenchi Universe,
yes.
Trigun, Trinity Blood, Voltron, and I'm talking about like old Voltron.
The OG, yeah.
Witch Hunter Robin, which I don't remember too much about this show. Wolf
I remember
Rain,
a little bit, but.
and Yu Yu Hakusho. Then when they picked up Toonami, that's when they started going
This
ham.
exploded.
Like you name it, they probably did it.
Oh,
yeah, I
that-
remember when they moved Yu Yu Hakusho from Adult Swim to Toonami, and I was just like, what? Is this allowed?
I mean, yeah, that show's fucking violent as hell. I was watching a couple episodes the other day.
Funny story about the whole Toonami thing happening with Adult Swim. My very first anime convention, I met Steve Blum when I got his autograph.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
At the same time, that was the same year I learned that they stopped Toonami. So,
No.
16-year-old me is at an anime convention, devastated for
cry in
a
the
hot
corner.
minute. Then come to find out that Steve Blum is there, and I got to talk to him for a hot second. I was like, dude, I just learned that they stopped Toonami. I am so sad that I had to learn that today of all days. Otherwise, meeting you is the dopest thing ever. And for like, I think like maybe a solid minute or two, me and him were just talking about Toonami and shit like that. I was like, dude, that was the entirety of my childhood, and if there's a way that it comes back, I swear to God, that was the happiest moment of my life. Is just to know that Toonami is back, and just airing anime like it used to. Because it's such an inspirational thing, and that is like a good chunk of what like formed me to be me. Because there were so
Yeah.
many messages with it that was just like so inspirational.
I think we were all at like Otakon around the time that it got announced that Toonami was coming back.
No, well, yeah, maybe, I think we were, but I remember when the start of it happened because we were all at Jen's house on April Fool's Day, and then it was so funny because all of our friends texted us saying, "Yo, get on
Cartoon Network.
what is it?
Cartoon Network.
Yeah, get on TV right now because Cartoon Network is bringing it back. Has brought it back for tonight. So we spent the rest of the night just watching TV. And then Cartoon Network was just like, these are the highest ratings we've had ever.
Yes.
Oh yeah, on April 1st, 2012, as part of their prank, they brought back Toonami.
Yeah.
Except, yeah, they said it would come back full time in the relaunch in May.
Yeah. And I remember.
And ever since then, they've been showing JoJo.
And I remember slightly. I don't know if it was before the April Fool's thing or slightly after that, because immediately after getting Steve Blum's autograph, I followed him on like Twitter and shit. The man's extremely chill. And he was talking about how he wanted them to bring back Toonami because it was just such a strong platform. It was full of like inspirational messages, anime that actually like it essentially anime that like had like a lot of like good characters that like brought up like, you know, just people that you can kind of just look for and be like, this is a hero or whatever.
No, it's
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember looking up to Light Yagami in my days.
Oh shit.
I mean,
funny,
didn't
Pete.
we all take inspiration in his quest to become a god?
I mean, I took inspirations in his chip eating.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We all want to eat potato chips like Light Yagami.
I fucking hated that kid. Fucking hated that whiny little bitch.
But it's just if there's anything I could say about Adult Swim that I loved, in terms of like the stuff that they had, it's the fact that once they were able to put Toonami on Adult Swim, it just, for me, it exploded. Like the fucking world was goddamn.
It's because they didn't have to limit themselves to censoring as much.
No, and you
Yeah.
got to see all the cool.
Mm-hmm.
And
They literally just
they
had a
did-
dub, and that's all. It probably was cheaper for them.
Oh my god, hold up. I'm trying to remember if these Mad Lads actually did show this one anime I'm thinking of. Did they do Gungrave on Toonami when they got it onto Adult Swim?
Probably.
I don't know.
Doesn't
don't
sound
know.
familiar.
I don't
It
think
sounds,
they did.
yeah, it sounds familiar. I will say there was one year where they, for April Fools, they showed a bunch of anime subbed rather than dubbed.
That was the funniest thing ever, actually. The real
Yeah, it
talk,
was,
like that was great.
It was fully coolly alternative. They aired it subbed, breaking their policy of only showing dubbed anime, and then for the rest of the night, they showed JoJo, Stardust Crusaders, Hunter x Hunter, Naruto Shippuden, Space Dandy, Cowboy Bebop, and Ghost in the Shell, all subbed.
That's funny. That's
I
how
like
you do it.
that.
You got a hard commit.
Yeah.
To do that shit. Yeah, it's just Adult Swim, in my opinion, is one of the greatest things that happened to Cartoon Network.
No, yeah, it
Oh, yeah.
definitely was, if not the greatest thing, because, like, the thing is, even as a kid, when you probably shouldn't be watching it, you do anyway, and then you grow into it.
Well, it's one of the things is that one of the reasons that they got into airing Adult Swim is because 1/3 of Cartoon Network's regular audience was adults.
Yeah.
And then also like they wanted to capture like the teenage audience.
Yeah, well, the whole thing is, like, people need to realize that cartoons isn't just for kids anymore. It never
Hold on,
was.
I'm
Who am I
gonna-
kidding? Cartoons never were.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
say,
take
what the
it.
fuck
I'm
are you
gonna
talking
take it
about?
one step further, and I just want to yell at the people in the back right now. For those that think that anime is for kids, you guys are just so fucking wrong. It's not even funny.
we should recommend a couple of shows
Berserk.
like Mirai Nikki.
Okay, this isn't the fucking anime podcast.
I know, but
It's the
but
fucking
Adult Swim had
Shut the fuck up. We're talking about Adult
does
Swim.
lead into that.
I'm gonna
Adult
punch
Swim
you
does
in your
lead into a
face.
lot of that.
So
Don't
the
you tell me.
oblongs.
Yeah, why don't you come on
The
over here?
Oblongs is
Come on-
another one. That one was
Oh
like
my
an
God.
oddly good show, but I don't know why I liked it.
No, I also enjoyed that show, but it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there was a lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
moments
if
where I
you-
was like slightly disturbed, but it was such a good show. I like how like
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed that show.
can we
Yeah.
can we I just want to address the elephant in the room real quick, and then we'll get back to this shit. I like how like
Is the
earlier I
elephant
said-
also the person saying that anime is for children?
Yes, that too. We already did that. I already did that. Berserk. No, I like how earlier before we started, I was like, I'm just here for the ride. I'm fucking burnt out from work. Here I am,
And-
just dropping lists.
Yep.
Yep. Anyway, so
Start a
Let's
fucking-
go
we need to
around
start a
with,
drinking game on that.
some fucking favorite Adult Swim shows.
fucking, I already said Boondocks and
Mhm.
in
C Lab, like in
yeah,
terms
and
of
C-Lab.
like when
Okay,
you
explain
think
C-Lab to me because I couldn't get into it.
okay,
It's
so
it was Archer
before
before Archer.
so before I explain what that is, I just want to say that C Lab is what you would think of in terms of what is Adult Swim to me, because before anime and stuff like really like took over half of it, because it was like Adult Swim's just like, we're gonna take like existing property and just roll with it as an adult themed cartoon now, kind of like Harvey Birdman and Attorney at Law.
Would you, and this might be a very hot opinion and or take, would you consider that the first abridged series?
Oh my god.
Hmm.
No, I wouldn't, because abridging is telling the same story in a short version with comedy.
So
This
Ghost
literally
Stories.
No, Ghost Story still technically told the main story.
Abridged also
like
shortens things down.
this does not. This completely makes its own stories, like, because the thing is, like, every episode is its own thing. Like everybody, like multiple times, everyone in the show has died.
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, that is
and then
fair.
and then the next episode, everyone's just back, and that never happened. It's kind of like a South Park thing where Kenny dies all the time. And
Didn't
then
it
next
eventually
time-
have like a continuity? Because I remember there was a man with like a lobster arm for a while.
Yes, every now and then they would have like episodes that did run together, like maybe in a season, but most of the time it did not. Like they would have like mostly one-off episodes where stupid shit would happen, like parallel universe versions of them would show up, or like alien creatures, or they'll just like they'll have like problems, or maybe one of them is now a movie star for some reason. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is there was no real continuity, there was no real explanation, and it wasn't needed, because you got the basic information and just went along with it, and it was stupid as fuck, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, like 80%, if not 85% of that show was all one-offs.
Yeah.
Which is why it was so funny to me, because you could just watch an episode and then just not have to worry about anything, because they're probably all gonna die. Like literally, there was one episode where, like everyone in the show was like pretty much dying. So two of the characters locked themselves in a room for like 20 years, and like got really fat or something. I can't remember the details. They got really fat on the supplies they ate. And then one of them died of a heart attack, and then like, and there's only one guy left, and he's like, hey, and then he starts eating him. And I'm just like, this show is so fucking
There's also like
stupid.
another episode, I think this might be one of the parallel dimension ones, where Dr. Quinn had to solve an issue, and then like either time traveling or parallel dimensions got brought into it. And you
Is this
had
the one where he
more-
turns into a fish?
Is that the one where he turns into? Well, either way,
Yeah,
more
with
than one
li-
Dr. Quinn shows up.
I do remember this. It was parallel universes. More than one Quinn shows up. I'm pretty sure one time he turned into a fish. It's a very strange show. I would very much recommend it. And the thing is, like, the episodes were half episodes. They were 15 minutes long, so you'd usually get two of them, unless they were paired up with another half episode show like Harvey Birdman or something.
Yeah, which
Oh
a lot
my
of,
God,
a lot of
the-
Adult Swim's program.
I was looking up clips just to see what it was, and I just remember the greatest line ever: "Snitching is bitching."
I remember, I think one of my funniest things was where they like kind of like did a movie parody episode where they had a shark, a robot shark, I think it was, or it was a regular shark that was like, it was half deep blue sea and it was half alien. So it's like a high intelligent shark that was like killing everybody on the ship.
Wait, is this
And
the
then-
shark that Marco bangs?
Maybe it might be. I can't remember.
Because there is a
Sound like
character called
remembering
Sharko
these
that
things,
shows
even though
up.
I never watched it.
Like, and I just like, I think the funniest line to me was just like two of them were walking down the hallway like carrying guns, and the power goes out, and one of them goes, he cut the power, and the other person goes, how the fuck did he cut the power? He's a fucking shark. And I'm
that's
just
good.
like that was the fun, like, to me it was like that was the funniest shit, because I would have never asked that question because this show is always ridiculous, and yet we finally have someone ask, how is this happening? And to me that was just the funniest thing.
Yeah, okay, so there's a couple shows we forgot in the original lineup. Home movies. Did anyone watch that?
Yes,
Not-
I was
oh,
gonna bring
yeah.
that
I
up.
watched it. I don't know why I couldn't get into it.
It's because the animation
I was
was
gonna say the
very
animation.
very crude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have
I
just
really
been the
enjoyed it.
animation. Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, it wasn't
it's
a bad
just
show at
that-
all. It's just that I don't know. I couldn't get into it. It might have just been like the crude animation where it was just like young me was just like this is weird.
It was definitely an acquired taste of a show.
Yeah.
Once you get past the animation, it's gold. Like there's the episode where oh god, what the main character? What's his name again?
Brandon.
Brandon. His two friends, they end up going to some party, and his two friends are acting like a married couple. And oh god, who's the fat kid?
Oh, I can't think of his name.
But yeah, he's acting drunk, but he's basically just had a bunch of candy. Or like too much soda or something. It's just this weird thing where like these kids are acting like fucking adults. It's just like, alright, well, this is interesting. Let's see, we had Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Yes,
I
that's
love
another
that
one with a
show.
shark.
I love that show, honestly.
I remember the episode with the shark on that one. It was just like, the shark has always been here. What are you talking about?
I think I'm remembering that because I remember seeing that like back when it was like OG on like Cartoon Network, and I was like, as young, me was like, what the fuck?
It's like, the shark has always been here.
I remember an episode where Space Ghost just ate everyone. Like that was another show that just got like really weird at times.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Okay, what was the name of the bug dude?
Zorak?
Zorak?
Zorak. Yeah, was it Zorak or Zorax?
Zorak.
I thought it was
Zorak.
Zorak.
Zorak,
Yep.
AK or something like that. But it's
Yep.
Zorak.
He was my favorite part of that show. But yeah, also we got Venture Brothers, naturally. Absolutely
course,
amazing.
Yeah.
As
And now
you
it's
do,
fucking dead.
which is very depressing. It doesn't really have a proper ending.
No, it actually ended on the biggest fucking twist ever. Which,
Did it really?
Oh, I mean,
I haven't seen
probably
it in a while.
Probably shouldn't say it.
No, you
Oh,
shouldn't.
I mean, the last
spoil
season
it.
was 2 years ago.
I
I know,
haven't
but
seen it. It's
Okay.
still in it's still in spoiler territory. You get 5 years.
Okay.
I don't think 5 years.
Well,
is-
it's all
like,
on. I think
We're
it's all
just
on
being
Hulu.
kind. In all honesty, it's like 3 months in my opinion.
Yeah, in this day and age.
True.
But yeah, Venture Brothers are great just because I loved like some of the episodes of just like the ones where we brought in like other weird Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that Johnny Quest is just this fucked up kid who's addicted to drugs. And he's essentially Macaulay Culkin. Also, oh god, that episode where they have the villain convention at the Venture Brothers compound,
Yes.
and Doc Venture bought that fucking walking eye from Johnny Quest. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'll be washing my walking eye. What does it do? It's a walking eye.
Hi.
Duh.
21021 is my favorite character out of that whole entire show. Just like his
Oh, yeah.
his rise as a character and then fall as a character was like it was interesting to experience. Where he's just like some just general everyday goofball, and he turns into like the biggest badass.
Dude, I love the season before 24 died, where like they just kept going on about how they were invincible. Like there's an entire episode where like there's one henchman who's like way better than them at everything, and the entire thing he's like, they're just like, yeah, well, you're gonna die. You're getting way too much backstory. Like, you know, we learned your actual name. Yeah, you're totally not making it out of this mission. He's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, we've seen enough cartoons to know what's going on here. And sure enough, they were
Thanks.
voiced by the two creators of the show, and were basically just self-inserts.
I didn't know they were voiced with it. That's great.
I'm fairly certain they are the two creators of the show, and they're basically just self-inserts.
That moment is even better now because it's such a fourth wall break. We've seen
So-
enough cartoons to know how this happens.
I love the part where the two of them are just arguing about the how Smurfs reproduce.
Well, there's
Papa
only
Smurf
Smurfette.
has a beard. Yeah, Papa Smurf has a beard. They're clearly mammals. No, but the idea of Smurfette implies that they reproduce sexually. No, but she was created by Gargamel.
Oh right, I keep forgetting about that.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
wasn't an original Smurf.
Yeah, and then later on,
Everyone forgets that.
Then there was that cartoon series where they added 2 children Smurf and one was a girl, and then nothing
Mm.
made sense anymore.
Yeah, that's
The
when
war-
like
I
everyone.
think that's really
World
where
is-
society went downhill from there.
Why didn't you tell me that was 2ton21? Oh, thank God I didn't mention the car accident. Car accident? That was a car incidental. What's your number,
my
Scrub?
God, that show's so good.
Yeah. Like at first I didn't think I was gonna like Venture Brothers, but the show grew on me.
Yeah. Yeah. After the first 2 seasons, it gets amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the shows where it's like you have to just get through like the slow start because
Mhm.
it's just trying to find their niche, and it gets way better later. It's such a good show.
Yeah, and then you find out that David Bowie is the Sovereign.
What?
You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, don't worry, he's not actually the Sovereign.
Go
Wait, no,
shit.
sorry. He's not actually David Bowie. So it turns out he's just a shapeshifter. And he's like, "Why are you always David Bowie?" He's like, "I'm just someone who was no one that wanted to be someone." And then he walks away.
That's good.
Anyway, what other shows we got?
Oh,
They had a-
Metalocalypse.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've had
Metalocalypse.
tons of shows, even ones that licensed later on, like Mission Hill.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Mission
anyone ever
Hill's
saw
really good,
Mission
yeah.
Hill. I love that show.
I don't think I know that. What's that?
I don't
It
know
was
how
a
to
show about
describe-
hipsters before hipsters
Yeah,
were hipsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What?
pretty much what I was gonna say.
Hipsters before hipsters were hipsters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically the
It
best way
was-
to explain it.
It
Really.
was definitely a like slice of life, quote unquote.
Mhm.
But yes, it was basically like a giant hipster show essentially. But it was a fun ride. It's an interesting show.
yeah. It's only like what
I've
10,
never seen
12
this before.
episodes.
13.
13.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah,
was
it's,
close.
Yeah, because it
it's
aired in
basically just,
'99 and ended in 02.
That's probably why I don't know about it, because I don't think I really started watching Adult Swim until I was like 12
Well, it
or
originally
13.
aired on like WB, I think it was.
Yeah, I think
W-
WB. That's why I remember
WB
the
from
show.
1920 from 1999 to 2000.
Back when WB
Hmm.
used to play cartoons.
Back when there was a WB.
Yeah, back when WB existed.
But yeah, basically it was about
Back
some
before
hipster
CW.
kids, and then his
Yeah.
brother moves into his apartment, and his brother's a huge nerd. Did they actually live in Seattle?
I think that's where it took place. It was like I almost want to say
Maybe?
the suburbs of Seattle. Hold up.
It's not the sub. It's
No,
No,
it
it's
is a
definitely
big city law.
Urban.
yeah.
It's just that the brother was a sheltered suburban.
Yeah. Oh yeah, his teenage brother moves in with him. But yeah, it was made by Bill Oakley and Josh Weinstein of like the
Simpsons.
better Simpsons years.
Yeah.
And it started some pretty good voice actors like Brian Posehn and Tom Kenny. I think we should talk about Metalocalypse.
Yeah. We can move
Yeah.
on to Metalocalypse.
Well, real quick, I do want to throw this one in there. It's only because I have to. Samurai Jack. Like, I don't care
Oh,
if the fact that it was on Toonami. It's the fact that they played through Samurai Jack, and it was the best time ever. It's such a classic
I feel like
show.
they did our boy right, though.
What they did our
like-
boy Jack right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, clearly. And if you play the game, it gets even better because the game. I
Oh
think,
yes,
is
because
canonical.
they give you the canonical ending, which should be have put in the show.
What,
in
the
all
one that came
honesty.
out recently?
Yes.
Yeah.
I heard that game wasn't that good.
Or
Or at least the gameplay wasn't. It was buggy or whatever.
I mean,
well,
th-
it
you-
might be.
You play
in
the
all
game for the
honesty.
story, my guy.
Yeah.
Well, I heard
Like
they
the
also
thing is,
changed
it
some stuff
added
weirdly.
more to the story and gave us a better ending to the series than
than the
show
actual
did.
ending that we got to the series.
Oh, I need to rewatch Samurai Jack.
Oh, such good.
I never could get into
like-
that show. I don't know why.
It's
Like me and my dad loved that show. Like whenever it was on, we both watched it. And then when I found out that they were coming out with the final season to actually finish it. I told my dad, and Dad's just like, "You better tell me when that starts." And then we watched every single episode as it aired, like, not at the time of it airing, because it would like because like I couldn't keep track of when it was actually on, because I would be like, working or
Doing Pete stuff.
doing stuff late at night, and Dad doesn't stay up, and he's just like, "You better not watch it." So it would just be like I would just like save it on demand or whatever, and then watch it later.
But yeah, the thing with Samurai Jack is that, like, I don't want to say it's an acquired taste, but it starts slow, and it's not like you get like a lot of like high action momentum here and there. Like the story, I can probably understand why like some people wouldn't be able to get into it, because it's just like if you watch it from start to finish, there's moments where you would be like, well, how he get here, or how he get there, or what the hell, he can fly now? No, jump good. But like it has like a lot of great moments where, like, I think that show might have, I'm not gonna say the most character development I've ever seen in a show, but its character development is great, because
Okay.
Jack goes from just being a samurai or not even that. He starts off as a kid, goes through training across several different nations to fight to start fighting a coup. He goes to fight a coup and gets thrown far into the future, where Aku's reign is all over the place.
Where he's pretty much set in stone. Like in the future, it's like no one can stop him.
Yes.
Pretty much. Like he's
Okay.
already established. He's been established ruler of the universe, pretty much, for like who knows how long.
Thousands
of years.
No, I think it says straight up in the intro, thousands of years into the future.
Yeah. So the key thing for Jack is to find a way of going back in time to stop a coup. And every time that he finds an answer, it's either an illusion, a trick, there's something about that answer that's entirely wrong, so he'll never use it. Or one of my favorite episodes, he wasn't ready yet. Where there is an episode where he could have gone back in time, but he gets his ass handed to him, and the only reason why he wasn't able to succeed is because he simply was not ready yet. And that episode foreshadowed essentially the end of the show itself.
Okay.
But there's like a lot of moments where you see Jack go, have these like struggles where it's just like, how do I overcome this situation? And he either goes through training by some of like the other weird like life forms on the planet now, or he joins up with the mafia for a hot minute. You get like a lot of these cool random moments where it's just like, all right, this is dope, that's dope, and stuff like that. The show is really good. The show's really good. Like, there's a lot of like moments in Samurai Jack that I could talk highly about, but I think the biggest one is definitely the final season, because in the final season, there's a moment where they revisit a lot of Samurai Jack's past accomplishments or past crossings with some of the random characters in the world.
Like, yeah, because in the final season, someone who was essentially brainwashed when they were born to think that Jack was evil and was trained from birth to become an assassin to kill him, was she ended up, seeing that he wasn't a monster that like her trainers made him out to be, and she's never existed in the outside world, and then she got separated from him, so she starts looking for him.
Okay.
And when people are just like, what are you looking for Jack for? Like, are you trying to harm him? Because they were like his allies from the past, and he's at this point she's pretty much like on his side now, and she's like, no, he's in trouble, I need to find him. So as she travels the world, she sees like plenty of like places that are like at peace and like have no reign of evil at it, because like Jack has gone through those places and defeated Aku's minions, and like now Aku doesn't touch them.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really heartwarming to see like old characters and like where they are now.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of those shows I would always tell people, like, watch at least try to get through all of the original stuff, and then when you're watching the final season, that one episode is such a good episode because it gives a lot of like peace to what Jack has done. Because Jack has
Okay.
not once like, you know, willingly it was like, yeah, you guys are now my allies. He literally just came through, saved the day, because
And
Aku was
continued.
just evil and continued on. So
Yeah,
so,
whenever someone needed help, he always stopped to help them,
Yes.
regardless of whether he needed to get back into the past or not.
So when you
Because
get to that one
he
episode
wasn't-
in like on the final season, and people were getting like extremely defensive, like, why are you looking for Jack? And she was like, he's in trouble. And you got to see where it's just like, holy shit, I didn't think we was ever gonna like touch upon like what happened to all these people.
Yeah,
Mm.
it was good. It was a nice episode. And it really brings out to me Jack's character.
Yes.
Because he, even though you could think like if he goes back in time and fixes all this, then none of this will happen. Jack still stops to help these people regardless, because he could stop their suffering now rather than later.
Maybe eventually I'll try and rewatch
Yeah.
it, but
Yeah. I will
mean,
say the
to
first
be-
like season or so is a, you gotta get through it.
You do not have to get through the first, like, because legitimately Samurai Jack started as a movie, like, which was just
Right,
like
it did.
5 episodes pretty much compressed into a movie, which I think really sold it for me, because it was like a little bit of a slow start, yes, but I was really intrigued as to see what was going to happen, because they kicked Aku in really quick to start things up, and they built up Jack's child character to like see what he was doing, and then it's like nonstop action after that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because I remember watching it. The show, like when the show launched, I watched it, and then the movie at some point dropped, and I watched that too.
I remember the when it first aired, it was like the compilation movie, and I was stuck in a house in a hurricane on the beach, so I couldn't do anything. So I just watched that entire thing, and I was like, "What is this?"
So anyway, Adult Swim.
Yeah.
That is
Don't
still Adult Swim.
swim.
So like me and Freddie were trying to say Metalocalypse. It's a great show.
Oh yes,
It's got really
continue.
good fucking music.
oh god, the best.
Like
the
Dunkin's
fact that, like,
coffee.
Dunkin' Hills coffee. You'll scream for the cream. It's great. So yeah, Metalocalypse, for anyone who missed it, was a fantastic show about a death metal band who, by the end of the second season, ranked as the 7th largest economy in the world. Because they were that popular. But yeah, it basically follows.
I
the
do want to
story
say
of-
that I've never actually seen the show.
Oh, it's a
Oh.
good
So
show.
glad you
It's
interrupted.
a-
me
I
to
know.
say that.
I don't get me wrong. I agree that it's a good show because of all the things I've seen, like clips and you guys talking about it. Just makes me laugh. But it's just one of those shows I never got around to watching.
You know, it's a great show. I'm so mad I missed the comic book run on that.
There was a comic book.
Yeah,
run.
there
I've never
was. I'm in
seen-
the same boat. I didn't know about it until it was too late.
Well, that
Jet-
was when I had it on like Call Me, and I'll come pick it up at my local comic shop, and they get it for one issue, and then that was it.
Yeah, they never really do that.
I'm like,
Well, they never handle that well, from what I've heard.
I'm like, I paid like $20 to be like a year member for this comic shop, and you said you'd do this, and you didn't.
Freddie, have you ever caught the finale, the Doomstar Requiem?
No.
Yeah, I need to watch that too.
Not
I'll
sure
have to
if I
find
did.
that.
Now that I think about it, I gotta just see something
How-
from it, and I'll remember.
How many comics did they make of it, Freddie?
I think it was 12 issues. Let me look up. Hold on one second. I think it was a 12 or 13 issue run or something like that.
Yeah, they did the show, and like it developed a lot of good things because like you could get the songs on a CD. Like they actually sold the songs
Yeah.
on CD.
Oh, they put up like 3 albums,
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think I
Death
listen
Album
to one
1,
of them
2, and
every now and
3.
then. Oh,
and then Doomstar Requiem, I think, had his own album. And
there's
it's actually
moments
made by the creators of the show.
there are if you're ever just around on the internet, you might encounter this thing called Bat Metal. They use like 3 of the songs in Bat Metal. It's so
Bat metal's
good.
fucking ridiculous.
It's such a good thing though. But yeah, no, like Metalocalypse is just like a bunch, just fucking band being like metal as all get out.
Yeah, it's just
Oh,
what if five members of the most metal band in the world could do anything without any consequence?
There's only 4 comic issues put out.
Ah, there's supposed to be a
it's-
video game too.
Oh God,
oh,
really?
Lord.
Yeah, you played as one of their henchmen or something.
I would so play that.
But yeah, it's just even the characters are so great. Even like Murderface, who's just such a piece of shit, and everyone hates him, including everyone else in the band.
Yeah,
I still think my
Metalocalypse
favorite-
game.
Yeah, I still think my favorite line is Squiscar being like,
Oh, the game
why
was
is
ultimately canceled.
Squiscar being like, why is Murderface even the band? And in the band, we mix him out of every song. And it's true because there's no bass in any of their songs.
Yes.
I think there's like
Yeah,
it's
we watched
just,
like part of the first season the other day.
the first and second seasons are the best. The third one's kind of weird because I think wasn't the third one the one where they did half-hour episodes?
I don't remember. Honestly.
I think
Where
that
they
was
used to be 15.
yeah, they used to be 15-15, and then they started doing. Oh yeah, it was the third season. They did half-hour episodes, and that season kind of sucks because they do that thing where it's like, here's the episode where like someone focuses on their problems, and then they find out that what they're doing is wrong, and then at the end of the episode they just go back to exactly being the way they were.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's the episode where Squizgar, like, who his whole thing is that he has sex with all of the groupies, and he has like hundreds of children, and he tries to like raise them properly and be a father, and he gives up casual sex, but then at the end of the episode he just goes back to having casual sex and being a deadbeat father.
Well then,
It's like, what was the point of this half hour? Same thing.
I learned nothing.
Yeah, the same thing happened with Pickles, because he gave up drinking for an episode, and then it was like him being sober, and then at the end of the episode he just goes back to being drunk and mess again.
It's because you can't break the formula, otherwise people won't watch.
Yeah.
Basically.
That's why you can never have true development until the show is about to end.
I mean, it was only 4 seasons, so...
I mean,
They've had
be
some
fair,
development
they
here
do-
and there. Like Dr.
yeah.
Roxo.
Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll
and roll
clown.
He
Clown.
does cocaine.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
is that his development? He learned how to do cocaine?
No,
No,
there was-
he eventually stopped.
Yeah, he
That was
eventually
his
stopped. The
introduction,
development was the
Pete.
fact that he was a rock and roll clown who does cocaine, and they eventually Metalocalypse themselves were like, dude, you need to calm down. You need to like just slow the roll, like hard pump the brakes.
I love when they have an intervention for him, and he's like, I'm Dr. Roxo, the rock and roll clown. And they're like, yes, we know you do cocaine. He's like, no, I do all of it, man. And he just starts listing all these drugs. I think that episode ends with him being sober, but then his fucking nose falls off from doing too much cocaine.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Jesus.
Again, there's moments throughout that show where characters do see full on development. Whether or not they live long enough, though, that's a whole different story.
Who's your
Mm.
favorite? Because mine's Nathan Explosion, because he's the most level-headed of them all, but still kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd have to say
Yeah,
him as well.
yeah, I would have to say that, or I almost want I'm trying to think. Toki?
Toki Wartooth.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Toki
Yeah, it's
Wartooth's
Toki.
pretty
Yeah,
great.
it's Toki. It's Toki because Toki is just like the lovable goofball who actually is like he cares about shit, but no one pays him any attention.
I think one of my favorite moments for Nathan was there was an episode where he's on a dating profile, and you see his profile, and it's like, "Hi, I like beer. I like having a good time. Please don't be mean." And it's the most basic fucking dating profile you could ever see.
That honestly would be me. Because I suck
Yeah.
at filling those out. I suck at filling out any ounce of like a profile for a thing. So like Nathan's approach would essentially be my approach. Hi, I like this. Just don't be mean.
Yeah. I still think one of the last things I'll lead off on is there's an episode I think where they do like outreach programs and they start like hanging out with other people outside the band, and Nathan hangs out with a dentist, and everyone starts telling him about how like dentists actually have like the highest suicide rate of any job,
Yeah.
and he starts getting really worried about his friend And then the episode ends with them on a fishing boat together. He's like, "This is really nice, Nathan. Anyway, sorry about this." And he pulls out a gun and just shoots himself in the head.
He shoots himself in the head?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, well, he's a dentist, and they have the highest suicide rates. So at the end of the
it's
episode,
true.
he kills himself.
Although
Because
I
no
love
one
the
ever
scene
wants to
where
go
it's what was it? It's like, you don't have any dads, and he's like, I do. I'm not. I love my dad, and it's just like all different scenes of them doing stuff together.
Or even his dad have a functional relationship. It's the best. So love Nathan, because he's just always the one that's just like, no, actually, I'm fine.
Yeah, he's just there to be metal.
Oh god, I have a gif that I need to use as a reaction more often of just him saying that's fucking metal and then punching someone in the face. Or I think that's what it was. It was some it was that time where they got like someone to replace Toki, I think.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was towards the end. I think it was actually
Okay.
the series finale before the movie.
Oh, okay, that'd be why. I think I only watched like the first 2 seasons.
Can we also? This is just a dumb thing that I enjoy. Is that like whatever they censored, it was it was just like a guitar riff for like 2 seconds.
Actually, we have a friend who actually has that as her text tone.
That's great. Like if
anytime our notification goes off, it's just that noise.
if you're ever going to censor in a show like that, do that. Just if it's supposed to be a show about a metal band, just use metal sounds. Just use metal sounds.
Did anyone ever watch speaking of metal, Lucy, Daughter of the Devil?
I did for a hot minute.
No.
I did not continue watching it.
I didn't really watch that. You know what I watched instead was a lot of Moral Oral.
Oh god.
Moral horror.
Yeah,
I
that
couldn't watch that
that
one
show
either.
was so weird.
It was.
Like,
but it was
there was
good.
there was literally because it's just like it's a show that makes fun of like Christianity, and it's like insane like rules and how you can like just mislead children if you don't explain it right. Because like there was literally an episode where his parents were like, "Listen, masturbation is like bad." And he's like,
You almost
"Why?"
said illegal.
I almost said, well, that's because I was about to say something else. Masturbation is bad. And he's like, "Why is it bad, father?" And he's like, "Well, son, you see, when you masturbate, your seed, which is supposed to be used to, create life, is wasted. And you don't want to waste life." And he's like, "Oh, you're right." So instead, he while he masturbates, he ends up like putting it inside all the neighbors' wives.
Oh god,
so
I remember that.
Oh,
so
God,
that
you're
way
right.
it won't be wasted. And
Oh
then,
no.
and then everyone in the neighborhood got pregnant.
I did not. So I thought the wildest episode I saw of that, which is what made me like go, I'm not watching this show, was when I don't know what caused this, but fucking Oral or whatever the kid's name got his junk pierced. And I was just like,
Oh,
my
yes.
Yeah.
So I saw that one episode. I was just like, this show is just too wild and is on some other shit. I
that
can't
show
watch this
that show went to some crazy shit. But I did like how where the show went, because like Oral like went from innocent child who would get beat by his father at the end of every episode actually. And to realizing that his father, who is the person who tells him all these things, is a terrible human being, and he really shouldn't listen to him anymore. Like, and there was an episode specifically that really stuck with me, which was the camping and hunting episode.
I was about to bring that up because that's the only episode I know about.
Like that's like one of the biggest episodes, because he like confronts his father, and he's like, you're a terrible person, and then you drink all the time, and you're never right. And he's like, and then his father shoots him in a drunken stupor.
Huh.
I remember
And
seeing
so-
just clips of that episode in the promo for the promo for that episode coming out, and it made me uncomfortable because it's just yeah, it's just him drunk in the woods, waving a gun around. He's slapping it, flies biting his face, with the gun. I'm just like, this is fucked.
It was a really awkward and more real episode, but that was a real start of Oral being like, my dad is a horrible person and I really shouldn't take advice from him anymore.
All right, well, good that the characters see some development. Show's still weird as
After
fuck.
getting shot.
Yeah, I think-
after getting shot.
Oh,
Which I
yeah.
think also leaves him like paralyzed or something.
No, he was fine.
Oh,
It shot him in his arm.
Okay.
And his father, who's just the worst piece of shit, like wakes up and just is like, "Oh man, what happened to your arm?" And he's like, "You shot me last night." And he's like, "No, I didn't. I don't remember it, so it didn't happen." He says it with such a happy kick in his step too, and I wanted to fucking rip his head off. And then he's just like, and then he just takes his son to a doctor. He's like, "I'll take you to this doctor. He knows how to keep his mouth shut." And I'm just like, I fucking hate him so much. I want him to just die. But I didn't really watch. I didn't actually see the end of the show, so I don't know if anything happens to his dad. And so, now,
if I'm not
kinda
mistaken,
wanna-
I have looked it up. I
Oh,
think
what-
the wife leaves him and takes
Well-
Oral with her.
Good.
good. First off, I kind of want him to just fucking have a bullet put in his brain. Like, I want him to put a bullet in his own brain, is what I should say. But yeah, it's a good thing because he's like the worst person in that show.
Yeah.
Like, he's kind of the reason for all of the problems in the show because he, is super cryptic and Christian about all of his like
Teachings.
like, yeah. And he refuses to be clear with Oral on anything. And then when Oral misunderstands because he won't tell it to him, he beats him. And it's just, but the show like takes it so innocently, like because it only cuts to it after the beating is done because he has a study that he beats him in with his belt. And it's just the show like brushes it every episode off so innocently, but as the show continues to go on, it's just gets worse.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Anyway, that's Moral Oral, and it was a weird fucking show.
yeah. It really is. Like,
Which is why it fit perfectly on Adult Swim.
Adult Swim is cool with being experimental with stuff, and it's a good thing.
so all right. So here's one show I want them. I want to see this one show come back, and I think would be perfect for Adult Swim. Celebrity Deathmatch.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
god,
Eh,
that wasn't on Adult Swim.
No,
was
it was on
No, it was
MTV.
MTV.
Yes, but it would
It would fit.
100% fit there. The reason it was on MTV is because MTV was already using like licenses for like characters and stuff, so they could get away with that.
I remember when MTV used to be cool.
Yeah.
me too.
I don't. I never watched it.
Oh man.
you missed
Yeah,
out.
you really did.
Did I?
You did. Yeah.
Mhm.
Did I?
Yeah.
Name like one thing on MTV I would like.
Daria.
There you go.
Okay,
Clone
maybe.
High.
Oh yeah, was that MTV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, fine.
Literally just talked about it earlier.
Daria,
You didn't,
Clone
we didn't say
High.
it was from MTV.
uh,
I just said
I
I've
don't-
watched it on DVD. That's all.
I don't know
NPH
if
being
you-
Peter Parker for Spider-Man.
I don't know if you would have
that's right.
liked. I don't know if you would have enjoyed it, but I fucking loved Viva La Bam.
Oh my god, yeah.
Viva La Bam was
Viva La
great.
Bam.
Never heard
That-
of it.
It's the best show growing up.
All right, we could have an MTV episode
Yeah,
later.
we gotta do
Yeah,
that.
we
gotta do
really
that.
should. We should we'll bring that up one day.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can do
but
that another time.
But yeah,
I
no.
wanna
I don't
Figure
know
out-
I don't know if I could stretch it out into a full podcast, but we need to have like a
Yeah.
segment.
a mini podcast.
But
one day.
yeah, no. The only reason why
Mini-
I bring this up
minicast.
is because of how Adult Swim is generally like very experimental or very open with
Yeah.
bringing in like either old shows or like old shows
Random
getting
new
like a
shows.
reboot or like random new shows and stuff like that. Like I do wholeheartedly believe that like in terms of like some of the older shows that I do want to see Adult Swim bring back just for just either A, nostalgia's sake, or B, to show newer people this old show that used to have been amazing. I don't care if they think it's bad, at least they get the experience. And that's what Adult Swim does well, is just bringing in all these new shows, new shows, reboots and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think didn't Adult Swim run with the 2011 Thundercats, which was like the grittier
Probably.
Thundercats.
I don't
That's
remember.
No,
It
it
sounds
wasn't gritty. It was just a remake. It was like more anime.
Or that. Either way, it did well. But like that's my prime example though, is that like it was a remake of the original Thundercats, and it fucking was good. But it's like it was one of those things where it's just like, it's a remake of the original Thundercats. I don't know how I'm gonna like this. But Adult Swim was like, just give it to us. We'll do it. Fuck it. We don't care. We've got this extensive list of random things like Perfect Hair Forever, NTSF SD SUV,
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Mr. Pickles, Minority,
Fuck is Mr. Pickles?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
the dog show.
Frisky Dingo. What was it?
Oh
Drinky
God,
Crow.
Frisky Dingo.
Stuff like that. Like
I was gonna say because we're nearing the end. What are some of the shows you fucking hated? And also
Besides
the
Squidbillies?
weird
Squidbillies?
ones.
Yeah, I would say Squidbillies.
Assy
'Cause I-
McGee.
I was about to mention
Assy
McGee.
Assy McGee being the weirdest. Squidbillies is the one I did not like at all. Like Squidbillies
Squidbillies was shit.
is there's a lot going on with Squidbillies. I can't even begin.
So hideous.
It's
Yeah.
just that its concept should not have, in my opinion, should not have lasted as long as it did.
It's apparently might get
God.
a 13th season.
That's
Guys,
still 12
guys,
seasons
still
more than I
on?
expected.
I'm sorry,
Guys,
Pete.
we shouldn't be talking about this kind of negativity such as the Squidbillies. You know what we should really be talking about is Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
What?
Yes.
I want to see that come back. I really do.
Yeah.
See more
Aqua Teen Hunger
NGWK
Force.
cameos.
Oh, I thought
Oh,
you were
those are
saying.
the best.
I thought you were saying Aqua Teen was bad.
No.
No,
Sorry, I
no.
got confused.
He
I'm
was
for a
saying
saying
enough
we need
negativity.
to move. Yeah, we need
Oh.
to move away from negativity and move into the good
Yeah,
stuff.
we need more
which
meat
is
wad in our life.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
That's fair. I want more Meatwad talking. His voice was the best.
You know what's the best thing Aqua Teen ever did?
The live action?
Rice chicken.
No.
Or Rise
Christmas
Chicken?
album.
Oh
Wait,
my
they did I gotta look
god.
that up later.
There's a
Yes.
Aqua Teen Hunger Force Christmas album.
There is. I forgot. Freddie sent that to me one holiday season, and I just sat down and listened to it while I played games, and I'm just like, what is this shit? It's not, they're like, the whole thing is like, I can't even say that they weren't trying. Like, if anyone else did what they did, I would say they weren't trying. But
No,
because
it was,
Aqua
like,
Teen Hunger
deliberately-
Force, they were deliberately themselves making this, and I'm just like, they're the only ones that can get away
It's like
with
Carl's
this kind
I'll
of
Be
shit.
Home for Christmas, just jerking it to porn.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember this
It-
now.
I-
Why is it that that's the song that
Yes.
makes me remember this goddamn album?
Because they use that as a bumper on Adult Swim.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Oh, the fucking bumpers.
But I want to talk about shows that never made it. I don't know if any of you have ever seen Adult Swim in a Box. I think I talked about this before.
Yeah, you
No,
did
I don't
mention
told-
think I
this.
know.
I think. Have you mentioned it on the show?
No, I
Sorry?
think we might have
I'm
talked
trying to
about
remember
it.
if you mentioned
You
it on
might
the
have
show.
talked
or not.
at it off show.
Yeah.
I don't remember. But there's two shows on there that I loved that will never ever be made. Probably one was Welcome to Eltingville, which is about a group of nerds and just how fucking dysfunctional they are as friends. And then the other show is Korgoth of Barbaria.
I
Oh my
remember
god, I know that
Choreograph.
one.
Yeah, we did talk
Yeah,
about
everyone
this
knows
off podcast.
choreograph. Yeah.
Yes. But Korgoth, do you know the reason why they didn't pick it up?
Because it was too violent.
No, it was too expensive to produce per episode
Mhm.
Oh.
because of the animation style they wanted to do.
God damn.
Actually, and I'll tie us back to Samurai Jack because the creator did the animation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the creator of Samurai Jack and Dexter's Lab was the director for
Okay.
the animation for the pilot.
Yeah,
Gendy
no, they-
Gendy
was like
Tarakovsky.
Tartakovsky or something like that. But yeah, it was the voice actors they had, and then like the amount of animation they wanted to do was just so expensive to do that they were just like, we can't do this.
We can't afford this.
Oh, yeah,
It's yeah.
John DiMaggio.
I mean, do you guys like apparently like it's super expensive to make Futurama episodes. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
No, I didn't know that.
Like I hear it was not only that, it takes about 1 year to make a single episode of Futurama.
that
That's about.
doesn't sound right.
I think it's like 7 months for a Simpsons episode.
Yeah. So I had no idea. So like I forgot where I saw this. Like it was on some sort of like mini documentary or something about it on YouTube or something. And they're just like, yeah, it would take us about a year to finish an episode. and so we would just like voice. They would like have the entire season, like which I think was like 10 episodes or something, like lined up, and then everyone would do their stuff, and they would have like different teams animate the different episodes.
That's
and it
usually
would
what they
be-
do now. Just to
Oh,
just like-
okay. Yeah, multiple teams working on it.
Yeah, and I'm just like, God damn.
animation is expensive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, a lot of
apparently.
animation's farmed out now to other countries.
Like South Korea, basically.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, pretty much a lot of animation comes out of South Korea now.
If you ever get a chance, though, I'll show you guys Korgoth and Eltingville Club because
I have seen Korgoth.
Korgoth.
I don't know this other thing. you're
Welcome to
talking
Eltingville
about.
was so good, and music was done by the Aquabats. So
Ooh.
Ooh.
I am intrigued.
one of these days, I'll rip that DVD, put it on my server, and we can all watch.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Discord
What
view
was the
party.
name of that?
Exactly.
What was the name of that thing that I mentioned a while ago? Because this is killing me. Because I just thought of another thing that like I think would also be in line with Adult Swim, but I can't remember the name of the show.
I'll say another
What's
good
it
thing
about?
on Adult Swim
Oh.
is Black Dynamite.
That was
The
the best thing
cartoon.
ever. That was one of the best things ever.
Oh, that's right. I had to think about that one for a second.
I only saw one episode, and all I remember is two things. There's a part where he jumps out of a window naked, and the sensor bar is like 2 feet long.
Yes,
And
I think I saw that one.
and my favorite line ever of like Black Dynamite, he was like upset about something, and they're like, "Why are you so upset about this?" He's like, "Cause I used to be a children," and that's all I can think of.
Oh, I
anytime-
remember that one now. Yeah.
He was like, "Why are you
I
help?
used to
Why do
be
you want to help these children or whatever?" It's like, "Cause I used to be a children." And he takes off his sunglasses while saying it. It's all dramatic. I'm just like, I need to use that.
But Dale, you were never a children.
No, I used to be though, long ago.
Wait,
Long ago.
Once in the,
I might
in
take
the
back.
long
No,
ago.
I think my vote for the weirdest still is Assy Ding or whatever that was.
Assy
Assy
McGee.
Yeah.
Assy Dingo.
Assy Dingo.
Assy Dingo.
No, because I just remember that Adult Swim did do Freaknik.
What?
Which one was that?
Oh.
I don't think.
Oh,
I remember
I have got to see you. Send you guys a Freaknik the musical was a I want to say a cartoon which just basically involving rap. One of the main characters was a rap ghost that was played by T-Pain. It was
All right.
it was pretty good actually. Because then you have like
this. T-Pain, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, Andy Samberg.
Yeah. I think Snoop Dogg was in it. It had a lineup, man. It had a lineup. Oprah Winfrey. I think Oprah Winfrey was in it. If not, someone who voice acted for her.
Parodies of Oprah Winfrey, Al Sharpton, Bill
Yeah, there we
Cosby,
go.
Russell Simmons, O.J. Simpson, and Jesse Jackson.
It was a very
lineup.
out there movie,
Musical, yeah.
musical.
I'll have to find this.
It was pretty good. I remember it because it opened in with some wild shit. Yeah, it that one screamed when they played on Adult Swim. That one screamed Adult Swim.
Jeez, they must have had some budget for this with the voices.
Dude, they had multiple moments where it went from like being like sure it's a musical, but some of those pieces straight up were basically their own music video.
Yeah. All right. I'll have to really find this then.
Hey, side note, what was that one show that I don't think it was on Adult Swim, I think it was just Cartoon Network, where they had like this like school for music, and it had like an actual musician.
Class of
as
3000.
Yeah, Class of 3000. That show ended before.
Yeah,
its
that
time,
really did
man.
end before its time.
I loved that show. Class
I
of
didn't see it.
3000.
I remember because I just remember always seeing
They-
ads for it.
They had some really cool music videos that they put in like, at the end of almost every episode, and it was like really. Some of them could be really trippy, and then it was some really like it was just great. It was a great
Yeah.
show, and I really wish that they didn't have that legal dispute because the whole thing is like one person was like, it was my idea to do this, and the studio said no, and now they're doing it with somebody else, and I'm
Oh.
suing them. so they had to cancel the show because someone else apparently had the rights to this idea, and I thought it was the stupidest shit. And I just wanted to get that out there because you tell me you talking about this other show sounded a lot like that, but I'm like, that can't be that.
It
was on
wasn't.
Adult
No,
Swim.
yeah.
It definitely wasn't. Like if you ever see Freaknik the musical, it's 100% nowhere near Class of 3000. Like Class of 3000, here's like the best way I can explain it. Class of 3000 is as Cartoon Network in terms of like music shows Cartoon Network could get. Freaknik is literally the other spectrum.
Oh, so it's crazy.
It's pretty crazy. There's asses everywhere. There's literally just in like the first 10 seconds, you don't see anybody. It's just ass on legs, and that's it. It is.
So it's Assy McGee.
And
once again, we come back to Assy McGee.
It was basically that. I'm mad I never made that connection when I was watching the show. That's actually really good.
I was just looking through Adult Swim's TV shows, and I just found a show called Brad Neely's Hargnailin Sciopio Pipio. Sorry, Squapio Pipio.
You're just getting a lot of words.
They're
Aeon
definitely
Flux.
on drugs making these shows.
There was a ton of shows that were just like random that they just kind of picked up for no apparent reason, I think.
There's not
they were probably like, this probably costs nothing to make. Let's throw it on.
like
TV,
there's
see
the
what
really
happens."
trippy weird stuff like Saul of the Mole Men, Fat Guy Stuck in the Internet
Yeah.
that I just like never really got into because I
Fat guy
wasn't doing
stuck in the
drugs.
internet.
Yeah, Fat Guy
Mhm.
Stuck in Internet.
The guys, has
Children's
anyone here
Hospital.
ever seen the Eric Andre show?
I fucking love Eric Andre.
It's so good.
Oh god, Children's Hospital.
Like that show, legitimately every single episode starts with him destroying the set, and then a new set is just rolled in. Like every single episode. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm assuming it's like the desk he uses is the cheapest material.
Oh, most
and-
likely.
And that canvas painting in the back looks like it was drawn by a 2-year-old, but he legitimately destroys his entire set
Every time.
every
Oh.
single
I
episode.
really need to.
And
I need to
it's-
watch this show then because I haven't. I've seen clips.
You haven't
I've seen
seen
clips and stuff, so like I know the show can
Okay.
be funny. I just haven't like sat down to watch
like
it.
okay, you probably know this meme
Killed Hannibal?
that like is no
Yes,
no
that one's good.
Yeah.
like how like it's like he literally like shoots the person. He's like, how could he do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, I've seen that one too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
the
Yeah.
one.
that's the Who Killed
Al-
Hannibal.
Also and then also
Let me in.
the how could you say something so was it so controversial yet yet so brave yet so controversial or something like that.
No, so
I get- like-
controversial was so true or something.
Yeah.
So yes, I think it was something brave. Although I thought either way, like it's been memed a lot recently, and I'm just like, good. It's getting a lot of attention.
yeah.
No,
his
yeah.
on the
Show
street
is-
stuff too is so great.
He's so crazy. Bird Up.
Bird
No, that's
Up.
Bird Up. That's where we get Bird Up from. It's
Yeah.
from that.
Oh,
The greatest show on TV.
Oh, yeah.
Bird Up.
Bird.
Well,
Yeah.
like it's a very memeable show. There's also the Let Me In, Let Me In,
Let me in.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I know that show's good. I just haven't sat down and watched because if a show can be that memeable and I look up those memes
It's
and see like how it originally was and still get a solid laugh out of just
There-
it.
there's
Oh,
Originally.
you'll get a
literally-
good laugh.
Yeah.
there's
Oh, yeah.
literally just one like clip of him walking around the city with a fucking pizza ball, and
Somebody
and I don't
ordered
even
a
know how
pizza
he
ball.
got that. I don't even know how he got that pizza to be a ball. That's like one of my greatest like questions.
That's
of
the one where he
universe.
walks into the karate studio too, and he tries to like fight the sensei.
I like how there's a mini
Oh my-
episode of having Fire as a guest, and he's just sitting there at his desk, and there's a raging fire on the couch,
Okay, I need to watch this
and
show.
he's just staring at it like, "What am I supposed to do?" And he eventually just gets up and leaves.
I love the one where he's like on a bike and he comes crashing through a window into like this like cafe, and he's like, "Somebody order lo mein." Like they set up like a breakable window, set up hidden cameras, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" It's the greatest thing ever.
It's so good. His show's insane. Like, I remember I was like talking about this show at work one day. I know we gotta finish this soon.
Yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
So this will be the end, I guess. I
Yeah.
was at work one day I had just finished watching a few episodes the night before, and I was talking to one of my coworkers, trying to tell them about it. And then one of my other coworkers across the way is just like, "Are you talking about the Eric Andre show?" I'm just like, "Yeah." And you know what he does? He sends me an email that just like is a picture of him, and it just says "bird up," and I'm like, "My man!"
That's great.
So
but
real
yes.
quick before we fully close,
Yep.
just because I finally remember the name of this, Aeon Flux, Reign the Conqueror, which
Aeon
is an
Flux,
anime that
okay.
was that was on at some point during either Toonami or Adult Swim. Its animation style is just like Aeon Flux back in the day.
Okay. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I never watched either of them. So.
I just want to at least plug that in because I know I don't want to leave people I don't want to be like, yeah, this is just like that. No, I'm at least gonna throw people a fucking inner tube and be like, this is it.
Give him a name. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's about time. This has been a fun episode. Reminiscing about Adult Swim. It's been a weird, but that means it was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We obviously do what we always do best: go off on tangents.
Oh yeah, that's the best part. So I've been Freddie.
I've been Pete. Maybe, I don't know.
I think I'm still Dale.
I thought I was here for the ride, but apparently I was on some tangents. I'm still Terrell.
And I want to thank everyone for listening to the Internet Nobodies podcast, and I hope to see you next time.
Bye. How many more seasons of Squidbillies will be made? Will the Venture Brothers get justice? And will Freddy watch the Eric Andre show? Find out next time on the
I thought Freddie already
podcast.
watched the Eric Andre show.
I did watch it.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess he already watched it. Bye!